Only problem, I bought it from a fake seller.
James Dainard just walked over to my desk.
If you skip the first 3 steps, that's the easiest way to lose money. Hey guys, it's James with Heaton Dainard Real Estate, and we are partnering up with BiggerPockets today to take you through the steps of how to underwrite your next deal. So we're going to jump right into this. We just had a wholesaler send us a property off market. We have 24 hours to evaluate it, look at it, and give them a decision before they move it on to the next buyer. According to the wholesaler, we have a 5,000 square foot house on a 5-acre lot in Redmond or Sammamish, Washington. The purchase price is $1.55 million. They had the estimated renovation at $300,000, which is roughly about 80 bucks a foot. That seems a little light. And they have an exit value of about 2.5 to 2.6 million. The first thing we're going to do is pull our tax record of the property. That's going to clearly tell me what the property actually is. A lot of times wholesalers or brokers will give you a rough picture, but the tax record will help you narrow things down. So stuff that we get from our tax record: size of lot, size of house, size of parking, or if you have additional parking. This property, actually that I'm seeing on the tax record, has a 1,000 square foot barn that wasn't referenced in the email. That's an additional value add. It's also going to tell us the bedrooms and bathrooms. Depending on what the comparables tell us, that's going to kind of dictate how big that renovation cost needs to be. So again, we pull the tax record. Now what we're going to do is take that information and pull up comparable properties. We are looking for similar size houses with similar age range. So this house was built in 1978, so we're going to be looking for 1970 to 1990 houses that's going to be a similar architectural style. In addition to, we're going to look at size of lot. What is on an equestrian style home? That is a very big value indicator for the specific property. It's got a barn, it's got a horse pasture. That typically will sell more because it's novelty and it's harder to find. So now that we've collected all the data that is going to be a value indicator for the property on the tax record, we now need to pull comparables of like-kind product in the area. So how we do that is, I'm a licensed real estate broker, or if you're an investor, you need to partner up with a broker that understands what you're doing. For example, at Heaton Dainard Real Estate, every one of our clients that buys a flip property, we know exactly what they're going to do with it, what their plans are, and what kind of product they're going to put in. That allows us to evaluate the asset correctly. So either become a broker or become partnered up with a like-minded investor broker that can help you analyze your deals. That's part of when they're going to get paid on their list-back service. If they're getting paid a commission, they can help you with the front end as well. So what we did is we pulled comparables on a 3-mile radius. Typically, we're using a 1/4 mile, very street specific, depending on if it's a densely urban populated area or where you're in somewhere more rural where you have 1 to 5 acre lots like our subject house, because typically that's going to be the same buyer. They have the same schools, the same area, but they're looking for that expansive lot. So we went 3 miles out on this one, and what we've narrowed it down to is we have 4 comparable sales that are of like kind. Why are they like kind? They're within our square footage range. Our square footage, again, is 5,000 square feet. We have a 5-acre lot, and it's got a barn or an additional unit. So we've narrowed down properties that are very similar. The first comp we have is a 4-bedroom, 3.75 bath that is closed. It was listed for $2.98 million, and it's sold for $3.2 million. That also indicates to me that there's a lot of buyers in the area, and pricing can drive up. Also, that tells me in my budget, as I go my walkthrough, it's a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, where I'm only a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. So I'm gonna need to account for adding 2 bathrooms in my budget. All these are really good indicators that you can do up front to kind of narrow the deal down. The last thing you want to do is go race out and run out of property and not evaluate it first, because it could be way off on the margins and then you're just wasting time. So again, pay attention to your comparables. So as we keep going, we have another property, 5-bedroom, 5.5 bath, 5,600 square feet, that is pending at $3.1 million. The good news is it's on a 3rd-acre lot. Remember, we're on a 5-acre lot with a horse property. So in theory, we should be worth way more than $3.1 million. We have a custom house that I absolutely love and adore. I know this house very well. It's probably one of my favorite houses ever built. 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bath, 4,000 square feet on a 5-acre lot that's pending at $2.85 million. This is an architectural masterpiece, but the 5 acres is really only like a half-acre lot, so I know this product really well. That's not going to be the same buyer as what we're looking for. And then lastly, our oldest comp, which was from 7 months ago, was a 4-bedroom, 5.25 bath, 5,000 square feet on a 2.5-acre lot, so a smaller lot, sold for $2.85 million. It was a very nicely custom remodel house in 2016. Based on these comparables, the summary that I kind of came up with is we have a very good shot at hitting $3 million if we do the right renovation plan. The wholesaler said $300,000 to get us to 2.5. That's probably not a bad plan. Do less work, sell it in the middle. What we want to do and how we're going to maximize this deal for what I'm seeing is put an additional couple $100,000 into it, which is going to give our high-end reno, play into the lot, and go for a $3.1 million sale. So now what we've done is we've narrowed down our building information, what the house is, what the size is, what the lot is. We know the value range of our comparables, and now we're going to drive out to the property, walk through it, make sure there's nothing weird, any kind of sale deterrence, and narrow down our budget, take a look at a few of the comparables, come back, do our final underwriting, and give the guy a yes or no. The most important thing you can do as an investor is be direct. Tell your wholesalers or brokers, I'm in or I'm out, and tell them quickly. All right, guys, so we made it. Our next potential investment in Redmond, Washington, a 5,000 square foot house on 5 acres. So things that you always want to bring to your walkthrough so you can notate things correctly is 1, your budget sheet. Some sort of walkthrough sheet that you can input your numbers into that sheet and then create your budget when you get back to your office or your house. Second, you want to bring a tape measure. Make sure you measure your spaces. If you need to change things around, you need to know that and to budget accordingly. And third, make sure you bring a camera. Take lots of photos so you can reference it with your budget and your contractor and establish your numbers. All right, so things that we're looking for in our budget, I can already see is a big deal, is we had a shake roof that we need to update with a custom roof. We're looking at installing a metal one, which is gonna cost us about $600 a square. Also, we need to update all of our windows. And so after we drive our comparables, we can kind of establish what kind of window we need. But this is an expensive farmhouse property. We're gonna probably need to update them with kind of custom black windows. So as we get into the property, and you guys, as you do your walkthroughs, make sure you notate how many windows you have. That's gonna really narrow your budget down. So as we walk through, we have a really good grand entrance. I am seeing we have weird stuff, like nobody really wants an atrium in their front anymore. So we need to budget for this. We're gonna rip out this whole section. As you can see, you come through, and what we have is this really cool bank of windows, which we actually can probably salvage these, and then the house gets sectioned off. We also have some sunken floors. So to get optimal pricing, these are things we need to notate on our budget to frame in and raise these floors. So we're gonna get this all to 1 floor height. We're gonna have to adjust our fireplace up. Also, to give it that grand, big feel, which this is a grand, big property, we're gonna need to demo out this wall. So when people come in, their first impression is all 5 acres and then a nice wide open, open concept floor plan. Also what I'm seeing is this texture. This house was actually built in 1988, so typically we could keep our texture. That's kind of what the wholesaler told me too. We don't need to take it to studs. But if we wanna sell this for around $3 million, this has to be perfected. So we're gonna have to take all the drywall out of this house and start fresh. We got kind of a little bit of a tighter kitchen through here. As you can see, it's just original, dated. Someone's lived in this house a long time, haven't really touched too many spaces. And we have more sunken living rooms, which I did not have in my prelim budget either. So I need to raise all these up, get it normal, get it conforming. It depends on what kind of product you're trying to sell. We're trying to sell this as a high-end home, so it needs to be perfect. So once this is all opened, when people come around the corner of the house, they're gonna be able to see this whole setting, right? The first impression of the home. So these are things we have to also account for. So on the main floor so far, we come in, we're gonna have a living, family, dining, oversized kitchen, powder room, laundry. And then back in here, it appears we have a full bathroom in this section. And then we have, it looks like 2 bedrooms over here. Get all my bearings. So we got a bedroom here, and then we have this weird transition space. So here's another thing I need to notate. We have this dead space, and we only have a 2-bed, 1 bath on the main floor. As we looked at the comparables, things that we saw was that we needed to establish at least a 4-bath house. So that's a good section that I can potentially add another bathroom into. And I can make it an ensuite with 2 beds, 2 bath on the main floor, which is a really good floor plan. Most of the comps had 4 beds, 4 bath, or even 4 beds, 5 bath. So we're gonna need to add some additional bathrooms. As we come through the staircase, what I'm seeing is, again, we want this to be emphasized on the lot and the kind of exclusivity. So we're gonna open up this whole stairwell, get this wide open, so it's gonna be more, if you come through the corner and you can see right through it. And then up through here, it looks like we have a master bedroom. I can already see that this is kind of a low ceiling height in here. Yeah, our ceiling height is actually only 7 feet tall, 7'4". That's not very good for a master suite. But the one thing I am seeing is we have a crawl space, or not a crawl space, an attic space that has another 4 feet. So good news, we can actually expand this master up. All of our comps had overextended master suites. So we have the space, we can't accomplish that value. Bad news is we need to spend more money. We're gonna need to rip this out, reframe the ceiling, and raise the ceilings up. All right, as we come through, I can see the master doesn't have a huge closet. It does have a huge bathroom area, which has got carpet on the tub. Bad thing to do, guys. It's not in trend anymore, it smells. And we have this actually really cool mid-century fireplace. You know what? I'm gonna take that to my mid-century flip and put it in the yard on the back. I'm gonna repurpose that. But we have really, really good open spaces in this master. We have about 500 square feet. So what we're probably gonna end up doing is reframing, putting a huge master suite here, a walk-in closet this way, and then reclaim this section to get it over in a huge master in there. Remember in our comps, again, the master bedrooms and the kitchens were huge. They sold the house. We need to match that same plan. We can't keep a small master and a small kitchen and expect to do the same dollars. So again, adjust your budgets accordingly. So as we come through here, this is kind of a weird floor plan for a big house. We only have 1 bed, 1 bath up top. Then we have a weird office through here that doesn't have a window, so you can't call it a bedroom. And then we have a loft. So after kind of looking at this, what I think we're gonna actually do is frame in a bedroom here. So we're gonna put a bedroom here, that way we have windows for egress. We can stick a closet in, won't cost that much. And then we're gonna demo this whole section out here and put another bath in. So then that's gonna give us our 4 bed, 4.5 bath. In addition to, they're gonna have a huge bonus area that's wide open that will also add more natural light into the railing. So overall, not a lot of framework to do, but there is a lot of rework to do to get that optimal pricing. It's fundamentally important that you dig through every comparable and really see the spaces and see the condition. We could do this house and probably do what the wholesaler said for 300 grand, but it's not gonna look the way it's supposed to look. It's gonna have heavy texture, the floor plan is gonna be a little off, the spaces will be too small. I think we're gonna end up spending more around $500,000 on this project and going for the high number on it. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna drive the comparables, see what the differences are, narrow down our budget, and then make our decision whether we're gonna buy or not. All right guys, so we just got back from our walkthrough. The good news is we drove every one of the comparables that we referenced. We have a diamond in the rough. Not one of these properties that we're selling for $3 million was as special as ours. They didn't have an equestrian property, it didn't back up to a natural 20-acre preserve, it didn't have lakes on the property, and it's just a totally different experience. So the original value of $2.5 million, we actually have increased to $3 million to $3.1 million. So we're $250,000 over budget, but we're $600,000 above our anticipated ARV. So let's look at the numbers and see how that works. So after we calculate our budget, we know it's at $550,000. Next, we're gonna input all these numbers into our flip calculator, or our financial performance calculator. This is going to calculate all of our debt cost, our selling cost, our hold times, our property taxes, whatever cost it's attributed to that product. So at a purchase price of $1.55 million, a budget of $550,000, which is going to give us a new construction feel in this property, high-end finishes all the way through, and a target price of $3 million, which it could go up to $3.1 million pretty solidly. And then we are anticipating a 9-month hold. Typically, we actually anticipate a 12-month hold to factor for all our debt costs. The good news is it's in such good condition that we don't have to do a lot of framing. So a lot of the mechanicals and systems don't need to be completely overhauled, which saves us at least a couple months on our budget. So after all the numbers, we paid 1.55, a budget of 550, and an exit of $3 million. The net profit on this deal after all debt costs is $486,000. We are in on this deal. So we're gonna notify the wholesaler, let them know that we are moving forward. One thing I just found out is the guy is also getting paid. He's making a $150,000 fee. Good for him, it's a good deal. And then before we sign our next paperwork, don't forget, in the underwriting process, guys, it's not all about the house, the data comps, but it's also underwriting the paperwork you're signing. Before you sign someone's assignment form, make sure you review the purchase and sale. Once you sign that form, you're locked into that contract. Also review the title. Make sure title is completely clean, because again, if you're taking an assignment deal and not these things haven't been verified, you're gonna have issues. Make sure you verify all your facts, verify all the paperwork, get that agreement signed, and don't lose that deal. I hope you guys liked the video. Make sure you like and subscribe to BiggerPockets YouTube channel. And for more free real estate education, check me out at JDaneFlips on Instagram and Project RE on YouTube. Lots of free education there. I will see you guys next time, and I hope you enjoyed.